Someone You Should Know. A program about people you know and even more that you don't. Hosted by Stuart Sachs, veteran, husband, father, and grandfather. Now, here's your host, Stuart Sachs.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to Someone You Should Know. Glad to have you with us. First off, at the top of the show, kudos to the Baylor Bears on the National Basketball Championship. It was a great series, a great run for one of our local Texas teams, and congratulations to them. Won't take a thing away from Gonzaga because they played a heck of a game too. It was a great tournament, but our Baylor Bears won their first championship. So congratulations to them. This show, I'll get right to the point. This is a show that you're gonna sink your teeth into because I got Bryan Brickman with me on the show this morning. Good morning, Bryan.
Good morning.
And Bryan has got a blog that will just put you on the other side of the wall. It's called Brickeats. And I want everybody to locate it, brickeats.com. Go in and check out some of the blogs that he's had. He compares food for a hobby, and you really love doing it, don't you?
I do.
It's incredible, and for those of you, if you can do it even while you're watching us this morning, or do it afterwards, but the intensity that this man puts into eating is absolutely amazing. And I found myself, after I watched the first few episodes, I started putting a pad of paper and a pen in front of me, because when he would start comparing burgers or tacos or something, I started writing down the names of the places because I wanted to go there. And and you did it. Oh, right there on the screen, Brandon Navarro, one of our mutual friends and all, is tuning in. Glad to have you with us, Brandon. He's a big fan of everything that Bryan does. And by the end of this show, you're going to be a big fan too. So especially anybody that lives in the Frisco or North Texas area, it's worth it, because everybody always says, where can you get good pizza? Where can you get good burgers? Where can you get good tacos? Here's the guy that knows exactly where they are. So when did you start doing this blog, Bryan?
I started the YouTube channel 3 years ago. Matter of fact, last Saturday was my 3rd-year anniversary. Before that, I did written blogs in 2 or 3 or 4 different variants. But I've been doing those for decades. Pretty much when I got into real estate in 2004. I found myself with a little more time to do stuff like that.
Well, and if you're in real estate, I mean, you had to stop and eat in between showings.
Right.
You got to do something. So
rode all day.
So I mean, was this an idea that just came up this 3 years ago, or is this something that you've been into for a while?
No, I when I was 10 years old, my mom bought me a pocket spiral. And we lived in Dallas, and I used to rate the burgers. And I remember going to, the original Chili's down on Greenville Avenue. That was my favorite. That was the best. But from there to Amarillo at the Big Texan to wherever we went, I just loved trying the burgers. So it came natural to do the blog. And I really like writing. I have to be in a certain frame of mind to write. It takes a little longer. You got to put things together. Editing. I'm not a very good speller, so I have to have 2 people edit it. But the videos, I got the idea about 5 years ago, and I filmed one and I showed it to a good friend of mine that I used to work out with, and she loved it. She was like, "You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this." So it took me about 2 years to actually pull the trigger and start doing it.
And has your number one passion been burgers?
Yeah, I love pizza. I love all food, right? I'm a food fan. I love cooking food. I love trying food. I love eating food. It's hard on the figure.
Yeah, folks, before he started doing this blog, would you believe he was 150 pounds?
That's right. I do drink a lot of meal replacement shakes, and I got an egg white and chicken sausage for breakfast. So yeah,
Well, not
try to
only that,
balance it
but
out.
yeah, but each one of your shows, you're not only just eating one burger, but you're usually comparing burgers. So you got to go one
Yeah,
place, eat a burger, then go to another place and have
yeah.
another one. And
Well, when I do that, to be fair, I try to only eat half of each
you try. The magic word is
one.
try, because if it's a good taco or a good burger, you ain't going to see nothing left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the breakfast tacos, that was really hard.
It
I am a
well, it
breakfast
it
nut.
Yeah, it's amazing. And maybe while we're talking about this, Mark, maybe if you've got queued up, there's you can give the folks a sample of what Bryan does and how he does it on his blog. So if you got that, go ahead and run that, folks. Sit back and enjoy. Nope, we missed the audio. I'm not hearing the audio, Mark. Just you don't even need audio to see what he's doing there.
Right.
All right. So now that you've had a taste of this and you've seen the audio, he does this from the front seat of his truck.
Right.
Now, the first question I got for you, my man, how the hell do you keep that truck clean?
Oh, it's funny because sometimes I take my wife's car and it drives her nuts. She's like, "Don't be spilling food all over." I have to go to the car wash and vacuum up fries from under my seat pretty much once a week.
I mean, when I watched
Stuff
you,
is stuff is falling off a burger constantly, Because I try not to just get a burger. I try to get, something interesting, something you might want to eat, like a triple with, bacon and jalapenos. And so, yeah, there's a lot of
well,
cleanup involved.
and I encourage the audience to watch his series on tacos, because he takes the tacos and then he puts all the sauce on top of the tacos and he takes a bite. You can tell there's juice going everywhere. And I'm thinking about that leather upholstery in that truck. But
That
that's your
letter's got to work out and clean it.
but that's your studio. Now,
Pretty much, yeah.
what so how often do you do this? Because I mean the series ran over 3 years, but how often would you go out and do a comparison, a
It,
blog?
it really it really depends. So I try to hit multiple levels, right? So I try to hit a national level. So anytime like a national channel releasing new food, like Taco Bell had some potato Rito that I did yesterday. That'll be just a short video, and that has more of a national appeal. And then I try to do a lot of local stuff because I'm a big support local guy. So I
Absolutely.
try to hit the local places, and I try to get to the area places. It's been weird. COVID made it easier but harder at the same time. So, but I'll do two, three a week usually, and then I'll try to do the series like the best breakfast tacos. That was 4 videos. That was 2 restaurants per video. That starts getting time consuming. So I have to work and make money too. So
Well, you've done. We think tacos are tacos, but there's regular tacos and there's breakfast tacos and there's gourmet tacos, uh, and you hit all of them. And for those
yeah.
here locally, probably one of the best shows that I remember is when you got down to the finals on your tacos, between Crush Taco and Rudy's.
That was
Two
Crush and Fuzzy.
Fuzzies. That's right. And as he's eating, he's talking. Number one, the bacon tacos from Crush Taco. Tell the folks a little bit about how they're different than anything else.
That bacon was maybe the best bacon I've ever had on a breakfast taco. I mean, it's so thick cut. I mean, imagine your thick cut bacon. I'm that thick cut bacon from Costco, right? And I cooked that up. It was thicker than that. I mean, it was good too. Cooked perfectly. It was
I,
good.
you're right. I mean, the chunks of bacon in that taco you could put on a skewer and put it on the grill.
Oh,
They're they're
yeah.
they're they're that big. It's not this little, Hormel bits and everything.
No. Uh-uh.
And and to see this guy put and in the mouth it goes and I mean, he was like in heaven sitting in the front seat of his truck eating tacos.
Good times,
So
man.
and you've done all right. So you've done tacos and you've done burgers
Mhm.
and all. And who was the winner of your burger contest?
The burger. So I put that on. That's the third year for that too. I started that a couple of years ago to not much reception, and then I wasn't going to do it last year because of COVID. And then suddenly I had so much time, so I thought this is the time, to get it right. And so I really sat down and really put a lot of time into it because, about a year ago we had a lot of time. And that last year, Kelly's Craft Tavern won. But then this year, when I put it out, it got, I mean, three times the play. I mean, each round was getting about 1,000 unique votes. And the ultimate winner ended up being Dee Dee's Downtown.
Dee Dee's Downtown, and the runner up was no slouch either because that was Kenny's.
Oh, Kenny's Burger. Actually, the top four were all great burgers. I mean, there was Haystack and Frisco Bar. I think all
Yeah.
of them have tremendous.
Now you usually do this by yourself and all, but for the
Yeah,
burger finals and everything, you incorporated a couple of friends.
yeah, I thought it'd be fun to have a couple of friends go with me and eat the top two burgers. So,
Yeah, and who is Mike Italia?
yeah,
Uh,
Mike Italia, he owns the bowling alley in the Colony, and he is a agent that works for my real estate company, Brickman Real Estate. And I've known him for 17 years. And then Ed Mahoney is a local Frisconian, and him and I do a podcast called Deep in the Heart of Frisco.
yeah, and Ed, we should mention is the president of the rail district.
And he's the president of the World.
And all, and he kept saying about how biased everybody thought he might be when he was eating, but that again was one of those shows where now you got three big guys sitting inside that truck with the white upholstery, all eating burgers.
Yeah, that was my wife's car. It's funny because
Oh, really? Oh,
on the video. She's like, I cannot believe you took my car to eat three burgers.
yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, now these guys are going to get out of this vehicle after eating all these burgers and everything, and then you're going to get a client that gets in the car to go show a house, and he's going, man, what do I smell in here?
That's why I took her car.
Big fan of Febreze, huh?
Right?
So
Nobody
what's
gets in their car anymore, though.
all right? Beyond the burgers and tacos and everything, what are some of the other foods either that you have done comparisons on, or you got your sights on to compare and going forward?
I feel like I need to do more pizza. I'm a really big fan of pizza, and I feel like a good friend of mine that watches the channel, he got me a couple weeks ago. He said, "You got to do more pizza." He's like, so I feel like pizza is one. I'd really like to get down to some like taquerias down in Dallas. Some of the famous ones. I'd like to do that too. And I'd also like to go to some of the more prominent places like Keller's Drive-In down in Dallas, and go do some of the old school Dallas area ones. So that's kind of on my radar right
So and pizza, man, you can have a competition for a thin crust, for pan pizza, for deep dish. I mean, the door is wide open for that. Hey, listen,
now.
if you need a partner to help you with pizza, I'll be happy. I'll be happy to sit shotgun with you anytime.
Yeah, there's always people available for that, right?
That's right. You don't have anybody who says, nah, I don't want to compare food with Bryan.
As a matter of fact, I am going to do a best pizza in Frisco in a couple months. I was gonna do it sooner, but the best burger. It's a lot of work, It's a lot of keeping up with stuff. It's a lot of, you know, a
All right.
lot
So
of
what
work.
about other stuff like donuts or bakery goods?
I did a video on donuts. I did the best. If you go to bestfrisco.com, that's kind of my best of site. That's where I host the burger
Okay.
competitions. Um, and I put my best of videos on there. So you'll see the best of breakfast tacos. I did a best of donuts video where I literally for 2 weeks every morning I went and I drove and ate donuts and I filmed it. So it's all in one video. And man, I tell you, I was so sick of donuts. And I didn't put all of the donuts on there. I just kind of used the highlighted places because a lot of donut places just taste donut places, right?
Yeah,
And
I mean, because that there's another thing. You can do a comparison of donuts. You can compare cinnamon rolls. You can compare apple fritters.
yeah.
You can compare all kinds of stuff.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned cinnamon rolls. So I had to take some stuff to the dump. We were cleaning up, this spring, and I'm on my way to the dump and I forgot my coffee, right? And I don't know if you've been to the transfer station in Plano, but there's a McDonald's right there on Custer side. They have good coffee. So I swing into McDonald's to get a coffee, and I saw they had a cinnamon roll. So I did just an, you know, off the hip cinnamon roll video. It wasn't very good, but those are kind of more funny anyway. And then people kept like, well, you got to go here, you got to here. So Brandon, he's like, you got to come to Hertz and get a cinnamon roll. So he saved me a fresh one day, and then I went to Kolache Heaven and got a cinnamon roll. I went to all these different cinnamon roll places just because people just kept asking for it. So I was like, all right, I'll keep going.
There is no shortage because you can't pass any four-way corner in North Texas without hitting some kind of a food place.
Oh yeah.
One that you did recently, and I want to tell the folks a little bit about it. It was at Sonic. They got a new burger, the bacon jam burger.
Oh yeah, the bacon jam burger. That was pretty funny. Bacon jam is good. The jam is really good. I mean, the burger is, comparable to a Sonic burger. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that bacon jam it was sweet and smoky. It had that it was. Check out the video. It's good.
Is there any food? Is there any food you don't like?
I like vegetables, so you won't ever see me doing any vegetables.
So I guess it's fair to say we probably aren't going to see a series on the best veggie burger.
No. I did do an Impossible burger one time. I compared it to the Whopper. It had an Impossible Whopper and a Whopper.
Yeah,
I just did that because I could tell all my vegetarian jokes that my wife would pick up. So.
Your psyche was screaming for beef.
Yeah. Yeah, that Impossible. I mean, if you can't eat beef, it's a great alternative.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of hype about this plant-based food and all of it. All it kind of reminds me of is when the astronauts would go off into space and they could have a whole meal in a tablet or something. Maybe 10 years from now, you're going to be comparing food tablets.
I hope not.
Well, it won't happen. So now you mentioned earlier in the show. I mean, this is not your main thing. You don't just make a living out of just eating food. And
I wish I could.
Yeah. So what else does Bryan Brickman do?
I'm a real estate broker, and I have a real estate brokerage called Bryan Brickman Real Estate. I started that about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I think 2016. So.
Do you concentrate on a certain area around North Texas?
My business is built on referrals. So basically, I go wherever I get referred to clients, and the majority of my referrals come from past clients. So I don't do any advertising. I don't have an area per se. My business is basically 100% referral business.
You mentioned your wife. You mentioned your wife. Your wife Stephanie, I think, is her name, right?
Yeah.
And how long have you been married?
We've been married. We just had our third anniversary. So
Very good.
last week.
Congratulations. That's
Thanks.
right. Now, does she help you with your decisions on the food?
She does. She's an idea person. So yeah, she comes up with ideas. She won't get on camera. So if
But
you
but
watch
but
the
she'll be a taste tester for you.
yeah, well, she's it's really funny because she has a lot of food allergies, so she can't eat a lot of the stuff anyway.
Oh, yeah.
She
I got
wants
I got I got a wife with a gluten issue, and
right. She
also
has a gluten issue, a dairy issue. She's definitely allergic to turkey, and she's recently just became started an allergy to chicken.
so maybe she could do
So
the series. She could do the series on the vegetable based burgers.
right, right, on gluten free bun. And
Is
she
is
hates gluten.
is like ice cream or frozen custard or something? Is that on your radar?
I'm not a big dessert person. I did a cookie video with my son from the My Cookie Dealer, which is a Instagram based cookie dough company out of New York. They make these like huge half-pound cookies.
Oh,
Um, he likes that stuff. I did Cookie Society last week. I haven't edited it and posted it yet. I'm not a real big dessert person. I'd rather have another burger. You know?
although you might want to do a comparison on frozen yogurt or frozen custard or something like that, like around July or August here when it's like 105 degrees outside.
Right. There is what is it? I don't remember what it's called, but it's in McKinney Square, and it's an adult ice cream place. And each scoop has alcohol, the equivalent of one shot of alcohol in it. So I thought I might need to go try that one of these days and
Oh,
see what's
that would be something to have after you polish off a good burger.
right.
So something to kind of wash it down.
Exactly.
So, all right. So when you're out selling real estate and you're doing your blogs and everything, are there other things that happen in Brian's life? Other hobbies or interests that you're involved in?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot. I do a lot of volunteering.
You got to work off all those calories.
Right. Exactly. I'm the past president of the Frisco Sunrise Rotary. I was president last year. And then I volunteer with the school district whenever I can. I just came off a 3-year term there, so I can't serve on any committees for a while. But yeah, I just try to be involved. I try to be involved in the local elections. I try to be involved in what's going on in the rail district. And try to
Also,
be
I
accessible.
think I saw some of the information that you're involved in Little League baseball.
I'm not.
You
No.
did. All right.
My grandson just started playing though, so
Okay. But so any other things? Do you golf, play tennis?
no. I don't do. I go to the gym frequently. My knee allows me to. But no, I don't. I don't golf or anything like that.
Well, you
I
got
pretty much eat and cook and research food all
yeah. I know your favorite exercise are your arm exercises, right?
the time. Right, exactly. Right. You got to do cardio to keep your heart in shape. That's that, right?
So are you? Do you yeah. So what's your favorite series that you've done? Do you think it's still the burgers? Because I mean, I just see you get into burgers and it's single burgers, double burgers, triple burgers.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about. Have you been to
Okay.
Freddy's Steak Burger yet?
Yeah. I
That
have a video.
I don't see too many places like that. It's kind of the old Steak and Shake kind,
Yeah.
the thin, but they got the best shoestring fries.
Yeah. They do have good fries. There used to be
And
one in Frisco that closed down, and I went to the one in McKinney right off Custer.
yeah, that I mean that's another comparison. I kind of put that up in my little promo piece that I sent out about French fries. Good
Yeah.
Lord, you got waffle fries, you got curly fries, you got spicy fries, regular fries, thin fries, thick fries. like you pile on the cheddar cheese and jalapeno peppers and all that. You love your spices too, don't you?
Oh, I do. I do. Oh, yeah, that's a fun video. The Zalat Pizza, when they opened in Frisco, they have a what they call a Reaper Roulette, and so they'll make your pizza, and then they have some kind of Reaper I've seen them do it on a video. It's like an eyedropper, and they'll put it on one piece, but nobody knows which piece it has. So when you bite into that piece, man, you get instant heat, and it is crazy hot. But it's a real quick hot, so it goes away. That was a fun video. I really went in and I thought, how am I going to do this? Because like, if I don't get the Reaper, right, I got to get the Reaper on the video, right? And so when I ate the first piece, it's really good pizza, by the way. And then when I hit that second piece, I hit it on the second piece naturally, and because I was gonna just take a bite of every piece until I found it with my plan. But I hit it on that second piece, so that entire reaction is completely raw. And so I didn't want to edit it, so I just bleeped out, the words that I was using. And that was a really fun video to do. I really like the hot stuff, especially that surprise hot.
Yeah, and I have a trouble. I don't know whether it's just my makeup and all. I have a trouble with a lot of hot, spicy stuff and all. I kind of stay away from those jalapenos. Man, I watch your videos, and the more the better. Just bring it on.
My mom can't eat jalapeno, so when I cook it at home, when I make beans or anything for Sunday dinner, then she won't. She can't have it. I gotta leave the jalapeno. Jalapeno is one of my favorite things in the world. I love the taste of jalapeno.
And now they're going that next step, because there isn't like the habaneros, and some of those peppers are even hotter than jalapenos.
Yeah, they don't taste as good though. I don't think. Now, mango habanero wing sauce I like, but it's more of the mango, the sweet heat. But you can't just eat habanero. I actually tried that once. It was a very bad idea. Really
Is there
bad idea.
and is there a sauce that they can't put on chicken wings?
No.
I mean, anything and everything. Now, have you compared chicken wings?
I've done Pluckers. I did their fire the whole wings, which is their hottest one. And I know I did one other wing place at one point, but there's a new one on 121. I think it's in Plano. Technically, yeah, but I'm gonna go try that place. It's on my.
Well, that's another one that you can go to some of the local
Right.
barbecue places to get their wings, and then compare them against some of the national chains.
Right. Exactly.
Especially when you get into sports season and everything. Man, everybody loves their wings with sports.
I love it.
So do you ever sit down like to a normal breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had breakfast tacos, homemade breakfast tacos for breakfast this morning.
There you go. But I mean, do you ever just sit down and say, "Yeah, I'll take 3 eggs over easy, and maybe a patty of sausage and."
Oh, sure, yeah.
So
if I'm not
you do that?
videoing it, I just eat like a normal person. But nobody wants to watch that on video,
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see. Nobody. Well, I have a friend of mine who's kind of my YouTube mentor, and he's like, nobody wants to see you eat a single cheeseburger, right? Like, nobody's tuning into YouTube for somebody to eat something small or boring. And they're tuning in to see something crazy.
Yeah, my wife is a single burger with maybe a piece of cheese on a gluten-free bun. That's it. No condiments, nothing.
No, nothing?
Some of the burgers that I see you put in your mouth, you have to look real hard to find the burger, because there's so much stuff piled on top of it.
That's the way I love it, though.
Yeah, I touched on fries before. How about onion rings?
Love onion rings.
I'm a huge fan of onion rings, and there's everything from little thin ones and all to the ones that are so thick you need a knife and fork to cut them.
I love Scotty P's onion rings and their ranch dressing.
Yep.
I hadn't thought about this before, but it just came to you when you said that. I just thought of the Scotty P's I just raised. I'm like,
Yeah, I like the turkey burger from Scotty P's too. They make a good
oh,
turkey
they,
burger. Yeah,
I can't eat turkey burgers anymore. So,
really?
well, my wife has EpiPen. She has a severe turkey allergy, so we have no turkey around here.
Oh, so you
And when
kind
we
of
go
put.
to the state fair, what we'll do is the corn dogs, the Fletcher's corny dogs. They are made with there's a turkey byproduct in there. They're hot dogs. They're not all beef, and so I'll get the Fletcher's corn dogs first, and then she'll set a timer to when I touch her again. No kissing, no touching until after that timer goes off. But we're outside, so it's not a big deal. But she'll start itching. I mean, she's around turkey. She'll get blotchy as a heck. So yeah, we don't do turkey burgers at all.
Is there anything you won't put on a burger?
Yeah, I don't like mushrooms.
Really?
Not a mushroom fan. No, no. It's a texture. I think
Even if they're grilled up like grilled onions?
I can grill them. I just won't eat them. I make them for my wife all the time. Put them on the flat top grill and a little butter and saute them up. She loves them. I've never tried them.
So I guess we're not going to see any shows about comparing like cottage cheese
I
or
do like cottage cheese, but I don't think that would make any. I wanted to do cheese because I went to Wisconsin a couple of years ago, and I had planned on going. There's a little town, Prairie du Chien, that's on the river, and they have a place that has uh, they boil burgers. So they have a flat top grill,
really?
but they cover it in water, and then they press the burgers into that water that's boiling. And then they don't even have cheese. It's weird because they're in Wisconsin, but they don't even serve cheese. So it's just a burger and a bun and whatever condiments you put on it. And so I went to I knew about this place and I planned on doing a video, and then I was going to go to this cheese curd place and do videos there. Um, Everything was closed. So that burger place is only open like Friday and Saturday now. So I have to
There's
do
yeah, up in Wisconsin and I don't remember where it was, but they make also those thin burger patties like Freddy's does. So they're big patties, but they're thin. And then what you can do is you can put four different cheeses on it, but they do it like on a pizza. A fourth of the burger is covered with this cheese and with a cheddar cheese and with an American cheese and all. So you work your way around the burger.
that sounds fun. I would do that.
That's you would do that. You'd do that right in the
Yeah,
front seat of your truck.
totally do that. I do want to start traveling more because there's so many good burgers all over the United States. So,
So what do you wash your burgers down with? Do you just do
mostly
soft drinks
unsweet
or
iced tea.
milkshakes?
I usually drink an unsweet iced tea. I'm pretty no frills guy. Black
So
coffee, unsweet iced tea.
so so, so you don't compare like milkshakes or
Yeah, I tried to do. I started a YouTube channel called Brickeats Drinks Edition, and so it had about 7 videos. I did one on Irish whiskey, and I did some local beers and stuff. I just don't. I don't have the passion for it, so it's kind of work to do it, and I don't like to work. So like the burgers, I love doing. So it's not work to me, you know. But when I was doing that, it was like I was having to think too much and write stuff down and make all these notes and you know what flavors and oh I could taste the leather. I don't know. Like that's just not me. And I was like I tried it. And I'm like I don't feel comfortable doing it, so I quit. I didn't really quit, but I haven't done one in
and
a
you
while.
said you've been comparing burgers since you were a kid.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember having a pocket spiral at about 10 years old, 10, 11 years old, somewhere.
Did they?
I had a whole burger rating system.
I grew up in the Midwest, and we were raised on, everything from those great big thick burgers to White Castle, you
Oh
know,
yeah, White
which,
Castle. That's
which
funny.
that was a burger in its own class.
Oh, I agree. I love White Castle. So my wife, we were dating, and I asked her. I said, do you like road trips? And she said, oh, I love going on road trips. And going on a road trip with me is not get on the highway and get somewhere. For me, getting there is part of the trip. I mean, I'm all over the place. I won't drive on interstates. I take all kinds of crazy back roads, see what we could find. And so I said, she goes, well, where do you want to go? And I said, well, let's go to St. Louis. And she goes, why do you want to go to St. Louis? I said, because that's the closest place that has White Castle. She's like, okay, let's go. I was like, I might have to marry her.
Well, I tell you, one of the great trips sometime is to go from North Texas here, go up to Oklahoma City and pick up
Mhm.
Route 66. And
Yeah.
it kind of starts and stops, but Route 66 from Oklahoma City up to St. Louis. Man, you pass some
Mhm.
of the greatest little towns with some of the greatest little grills and cafes. There's real good eating that way.
I'm from Texas. I was born in Dallas, but my dad was from Iowa. So my parents got divorced when I was young. So I was back and forth between Iowa and Texas, essentially growing up in two states. And so I've taken every road you can get to Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah.
So I'm in Chicago too. So I have some family in Chicago. Or I did. Well, I still have one cousin in Chicago. But yeah, I took Route 66, a big portion of it back from Chicago all the way down to St. Louis. That was
Did, did,
cool.
again, for those that are watching and listening, we're talking really North Texas here. But even though, there's a lot of people that are watching and listening to the show that are from all over the country, what Bryan does is something that you can do in your own community. If you got a passion for it and all, check your own little local communities. And I know that one thing that Bryan is passionate about is eating local. You know, the national chains, it's fine. You can compare against them. But man, I'll tell you, when you compare your local eateries against the national chains, I think the local eateries win hands down every time.
Every single time. Every single time.
Yeah.
Well, they're sourcing their food from local vendors. It's just better. There's love that goes into it. It's not a
The
management.
ingredients are usually a much fresher too. You know,
Go to Dee Dee's downtown. Have you been to Dee Dee's downtown?
yes.
His menu is insane. He says a weekly menu. Like, here's our menu, and then on top of that, here's a menu for the week. It's crazy. And amazing food. I mean, I did a video the first time I ever ate there. I did on my channel. I did his shrimp po' boy. That was really good. I'd like to do more shrimp po' boys, by the way. That's one of my favorite things to eat.
Okay.
Yeah,
And maybe do a series on Cajun food too. You love your
right,
spices.
right. That what is it? Mud bugs over on 423. Well, that
Yeah.
place is good.
Well, I got to try that one out.
You haven't been there? Oh, no. They invited me to be a judge for the Frisco Restaurant Week last year, so I got to eat. I ate at I think it was 13 restaurants in 10 days, and I tried
Wow.
all the food that they entered. So yeah, it was expensive, and it was really actually eating at 13 restaurants in 10 days is a lot harder than it sounds. A lot harder.
Well, another thing we talk about eating local here in Frisco, Texas. We've got the Rail Yard, which is like food trucks, all locally
Yeah,
owned and operated, and all. And that's something that seems to be popping up all over the country. Is the food
right.
trucks and the food truck gatherings at on weekends and stuff like that. Highly encourage people to hit those food trucks because you just get amazing food.
Unique food too.
Yeah,
A lot of
and
them.
prepared by the owner, so they're owner operated, which you mentioned Dee Dee's.
Right.
Scott is the owner of the restaurant. He's the chef. He oversees everything. So that it's going to have a stamp of approval because the owner is right there.
Mhm. Exactly. Speaking of food trucks, Frisco Streets is coming up.
Right. I was going.
2
I was
weeks.
going to mention that. Yeah, that's a
Wow.
whole festival of food trucks.
That is one
Oh,
of my favorite Frisco events every year.
I'll bet we're going to see Bryan Brickman at that festival.
I will be there. They've asked me to serve beer, so I might actually be there serving.
Oh, you got to have something to wash down your burgers with, right?
I figure I volunteer. If you're going to volunteer to do anything, you might as well serve beer.
Right, right. You need somebody to check out burgers. Hey, I got the guy for you.
Right.
And I told you, and I want to be included in your pizza runoff there too.
Okay, we'll have to do
I'm
that.
from Chicago, so I'm a deep dish man.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this folding a slice of pizza in half to eat it doesn't cut it with me.
Man, so what? Okay, so I know my favorite deep dish locally. But do you have one?
Well,
They're not
there
hard. They're not easy to find deep dish around here.
no, there is a place called Chicago Pizza around that's supposed to be pretty close. I import mine. I import mine from Chicago. I go online and I have them shipped in from Lou Malnati's.
Oh, nice.
They're like that thing. I mean, pizza to me when I was growing up, you had to have a knife and a fork to eat it. You
Right.
know, most people don't understand what that's all about.
Right. Well, I used to work in construction, so I traveled to Wisconsin quite a bit, but we always went through Chicago. And so I would always spend the night in Chicago the night before my flight, and I would always hit a new pizza joint, trying them
Yeah,
all.
Giordano's and Uno's and
Mhm.
all of those up there. Great eats.
Geno's East Side.
Now,
Wow.
when you go to, I'm just curious. When you go to show a house to a client, are you particular about how well the back patio and the kitchen is laid out?
I'm not very impressed by many houses because I've been doing this for 17 years. So I've seen thousands upon thousands of houses. So for me, I'm really more looking for the client. But occasionally I will see a backyard or, kind of, outdoor kitchen or some regular kitchen that really just, I walk in and I'm like, oh, I'm texting my wife, hey, we got to buy this. you know,
Wait. You're supposed to be selling them, not buying them.
Some of them, man. Some of them are
What?
really cool.
Well, and I find that here in Texas and really all over the country, a lot of people are starting to put a lot of bucks into their patios because
Oh,
it's almost like an extended family room.
yeah.
Uh,
Right.
I got a friend that's building his own a wood fired pizza oven in his backyard.
Nice. Yeah, I have I know the owners of Premier Grilling. We've been friends for a long time. I follow their Instagram account specifically just to see that new patio they built.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah.
I
Give
love
up.
it.
To hell with the formal living room and the formal dining room and everything. Just extend that kitchen and give me some place to hang out.
Right. That's what my patio. I mean, I have a pool and I have patio area. I have 3 big green eggs. I have a big Blackstone flat top grill, and I have 2 seats. One for me, one for my wife. We sit up there all the time.
You can have all the flowers that you want. Just give me the aroma of a smoker out there on the back patio.
Mm-hmm. And a pool. I have to have a pool.
Bryan Brickman, brickeats.com. Check it out and go to his Facebook page. Bryan Brickeats, I think, is also the Facebook page too.
Brickeats Burgers.
And I'll watch some of his videos, especially if you live in North Texas, because you are going to find some of the most incredible food places to stop and eat. And for those of you around the country, get a hold of a couple of local bloggers and say, hey, I got an idea. Let's start comparing burgers and fries and pizza and all and do a blog on it. And the bottom line is to help build up that local eat business, because that's what it's all about. Bryan, my man, thank you very, very much for spending time with me this morning. I'll catch you on another video.
All right.
All right. Take care. That'll do it for another edition of Someone You Should Know. And as I always say, be yourself because everyone else is taken. Catch you next time.